to Luigi Talks About How to Get Set Up with Competitive Pokemon. Today we're going to talk about how to breed a Pokemon that's suitable for competitive teams. Now, last time we talked about Natures and IVs and EVs and what they are and kind of a preliminary idea of how to set them all up on your team. Today I'm going to assume that you already know, what is a Nature, what is an IV, what's an EV, how do I check my IVs. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. So the first thing to keep in mind is there are actually two nurseries in Pokemon Sword and Shield. There's two locations. There's this one on Route 5, and there's a second one in the wild area in Bridgefield. Now, typically we prefer to be breeding in the Route 5 nursery because there's less of a chance that you're going to get an overworld Pokemon run into you and force you into a battle while your party is full of eggs. So it's a little bit quicker and a little bit easier to do your breeding in Route 5. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that there are only certain Pokemon that you can breed other Pokemon with. So for example, I'm breeding a Drifblim right now for competitive. And I can only breed that Drifblim because it's in the Amorphous Egg group with other Pokemon from the Amorphous Egg group. So this is kind of how you can tell what other Pokemon are available for you to breed your Pokemon with. So this is the Cerebi page for Drifblim, and I typically use Cerebi when I'm looking up things about Pokemon. So you can see here that Drifblim is in the Amorphous Egg group. Well, that's great. What other Pokemon can I breed Drifblim with other than other Drifblim? So I'll click on the button and I can see all the Pokemon in the Amorphous Egg group. These are all the other Pokemon that Drifblim can breed with. So for example, if I have a Gengar with really good IVs, I could breed a Drifblim with that Gengar. Now, the important thing to keep in mind here is that the child will always be the same Pokemon as the female parent. So if you're breeding for a competitive Drifblim, you need to make sure that Drifblim is the female that you are using in the nursery. The alternative is to breed with Ditto, and that's usually preferred for competitive players just because it's easier. I don't have to make sure that I have a female. I don't have to do all of these things because when you're breeding with a Ditto, the egg that you hatch will always be the non-Ditto parent. You can't breed Dittos with each other. You cannot create a Ditto from an egg. So if you're going to be using Dittos, it's helpful to have a couple of different Dittos to pick from. So I have a Ditto with 6 IVs, I have a Ditto with 5 best IVs and a no good attack stat, I have a Ditto with 4 best IVs and a no good attack and speed, and that just gives you a little bit of flexibility because we talked before how there are certain situations where you may want a 0 attack IV or a 0 speed IV on certain Pokemon. For example, special attackers almost always want a 0 attack IV so that they'll take less damage from confusion or foul play. And really slow Pokemon typically want a 0 speed IV if they're going to be used in a Trick Room setting. So I actually have 2 Pokemon in the nursery already. I actually already recorded this entire video without it actually recording. So we're a little bit ahead right now. But I have in the nursery 1 Ditto that's an Adamant Nature and 6 best IVs, and 1 Drifblim that's kind of IVs, but it's a Drifblim. So what I did was I put an Everstone on the Ditto because it already had the Nature I'm looking for. For the Drifblim I want to breed, I want an Adamant Nature and 6 best IVs. So I put an Everstone on the Ditto parent so that all the children would have an Adamant Nature. And if you don't know where to get an Everstone, I'll go ahead and show you real quick. You can get an Everstone in Turffield, actually, from a little glimmer spot. So if you come over here, now it won't actually be there for me because I've already collected. Whoop, we're hatching. Hold on. So if you come down here, you can see there's actually no glimmer spot here for me because I've already collected the Everstone, but this is where it would be if you don't already have an Everstone. And then on the Drifblim parent in the nursery, I have a Destiny Knot. So what the Destiny Knot does is it ensures that the child that's produced from the parents will always inherit 5 IVs from the parents collectively, and the 6th IV will be random. So this just makes sure that if you have 2 parents with really good IVs, your children are going to have really good IVs, and you'll get to that 6 IV goal much faster. So where do I get a Destiny Knot? Let me show you real quick. You can get a Destiny Knot in Hammerlock in this middle Pokemon Center. Now keep in mind, you do have to have finished the story already because you need access to battle points, which you can get by fighting in the battle tower once you've completed the story. So we're just going to come into this Pokemon Center right here, and there will be a woman in the corner who's dressed like League staff. This woman right here. This is the BP shop. You can see you can buy some rare candy, some other things, and these are power items. Now these power items work kind of like a Destiny Knot, but they ensure that a specific IV stat will be passed down from the parent that's holding this item. So for example, this is the Power Bracer. If a parent holds this item, the child will always have that parent's attack IV stat. And that can be really helpful in certain situations when you have maybe a 6 IV Pokemon and a 5 IV Pokemon, and you're just looking for that last IV. You can make sure that that specific stat is passed down from the parent that has that proper IV stat, and then you put the Destiny Knot on the other parent. And then if I scroll down, you can see I can also buy a Destiny Knot here as well for 10 battle points. Okay, so once you've set up the proper items on your parents, which mine are already in the nursery now, once you've set up the proper items, you'll go ahead and deposit them in the nursery by talking to this woman right here. This is also the woman that will give you the eggs produced by the nursery. Now, how can I speed this up? Because it typically takes a while. You know, you're rolling around in circles on your bike, you're collecting eggs, you're hatching eggs. It typically takes some time. How can I make this go a little bit faster? Well, one, you want to make sure that you have a Pokemon with the ability Flame Body in your party. I'm using this Colossal right now. I know Talonflame gets it as well as some other Pokemon. So you want to make sure that you have a Pokemon with the ability Flame Body. What that does is it makes sure that the eggs will hatch in half the steps as normal. So that speeds things up considerably. The next thing you want to make sure you have going on for you is box organization. This is super important because you're gonna get a lot of extra eggs, more than you can hold in your party, and you want them all to be in one place. So I typically have a couple of empty or mostly empty boxes that I can fill up with eggs, and I've even labeled them breeding so I can keep track of them. And then the last thing that you want to help speed up breeding is something called the Oval Charm. And what this does is it speeds up the rate at which the nursery produces eggs. So what you do is you just come over here. Once you've completed the story, again, you have to have already completed the story. You have to be champion of Galar, and you have to have defeated Leon. So we're going to come up here to Circhester, and we're going to visit the hotel. The hotel is a really great place to get items once you've beaten the story. There are a lot of great items in here, but I'm just going to show you one in particular. We're going to come over here to the hotel in the middle of town, and we're going to go up to the second floor using the elevator over here. So now that we're on the second floor, we're going to come over here to the first door on the left. This door right here has what we're looking for. We're going to talk to this police officer right here, and he's going to have a double battle. Make sure you come here with some Pokemon that aren't super weak, because his Pokemon are actually all level 65. But if you defeat him in a quick double battle, then he'll give you the Oval Charm. And you don't have to give it to a Pokemon or anything. Just having it in your bag is enough to speed up the rate at which you're getting eggs from the nursery. And it looks like I'm hatching a Pokemon right now. So, we've got everything we need and we're all ready to go. What do? Well, you're basically going to stand right in front of this. So, we've got everything we need. We're all ready to go. What do? Well, first you're going to deposit your Pokemon in the nursery. You're going to talk to this woman and put your 2 parents in the nursery. And then all you do is you circle in front of this woman until she produces eggs or you hatch an egg. And you keep doing that until you get the Pokemon you want. Now, while we're here doing this, I'll talk to you a little bit about hidden abilities. I think I'm going to make a more in-depth video about how to catch Pokemon with hidden abilities and what they are and all of that. But just to quickly summarize, a hidden ability is an ability on a Pokemon that you can't typically get. Now, this is pre-Crown Tundra. In the Crown Tundra DLC, there will probably be an item that allows us to put a hidden ability on a Pokemon that doesn't have a hidden ability, but we have no idea how rare those items will be at this point. So currently, right now, you can only catch hidden ability Pokemon in certain raids with a certain chance of appearing. So it's kind of hard to grind them out. But when you do catch a Pokemon with a hidden ability, all of the children from that parent have a 60% chance of inheriting that ability. And if a Pokemon does not have the hidden ability, all of its children have a 0% chance of inheriting a hidden ability. So you absolutely cannot breed a competitive Pokemon with a hidden ability unless you have a parent with the hidden ability. And even then, it's not guaranteed that the child you get perfect IVs on will have the hidden ability. So it might take a little bit longer to breed your perfect competitive Pokemon if you specifically need a hidden ability. But like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next video. I believe the next video I'm going to do is going to be talking about how to find Pokemon with hidden abilities, specifically how to use a little exploit to grind for them once you know the den you're looking for. So we'll talk about that a little bit more, but this was just a really quick idea of, you know, what are hidden abilities and what do I need to breed a Pokemon with a hidden ability? The answer to that is you need a parent with the hidden ability. Okay, so I've now bred an entire party's worth of Drifloon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at them to see what their IVs look like. And they're pretty bad, to be honest. They are not good. So what I'm looking for, the parent Drifloon in the nursery has at least 3 best IVs, I believe. So what I'm looking for is one with 4 best IVs. So none of these are really suitable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these eggs around. It helps if you can get the eggs in like a vertical way, because then it's really easy to put them in the party all at once. You can see I've moved over to the multi-select cursor option up there on the top left. So I'm going to take all the Drifblooms out of my party, put them over to the side, and I'm going to put a new pack of eggs in to hatch. Breeding, 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 breeding.
2 hours later.
Waiting for my eggs to hatch, waiting for my eggs to hatch. Ooh. An egg. So periodically, the woman at the top will go like this. Kind of like she's thinking. And that means that she's holding an egg for you to collect. And as you're going in a circle waiting for your eggs to hatch, you want to be collecting new eggs. That way you can really easily switch in the next batch once the old batch is all hatched. Oh no. Don't accidentally ride into the nursery. It's annoying and it takes extra time. Okay, so you can see here that the Drifblim that I was using in the nursery has a 1 best IV. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch it out for a Drifbloom with better IVs. So you can see this one actually has 3 best IVs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the held item away from this Drifblim, and I'm going to put it on this Drifloon. That way we can continuously be making sure that we get better and better Pokemon from our eggs. So we'll give the Destiny Knot to this Drifloon, the one that is 3 IVs, and we'll put this one in the nursery with the Ditto. So we'll make sure it's the one holding the Destiny Knot, yes. And while we wait for this Pokemon to give us some new eggs, we'll go ahead and hatch the other ones just to see if we get something better from those eggs. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Like I said, we will continue to do videos in this series kind of talking about competitive Pokemon, how to set them up, maybe how to build a team and how to play ranked and climb the ladder. If there are any subjects in particular that would be helpful for you, please feel free to comment them down below and leave me a suggestion. And if you have any questions, please also comment that down below. I'll be happy to answer them. You can also find me on Twitch. If there's a link down in the description box, just come find me on Twitch and ask me questions live too, if you need any help. And if you liked this video, please feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this from me. I'm going to try to keep doing these sort of informational videos because I've heard that they've been very helpful to people. So I'll see you next time. Bye!